Hello there, greetings from Zerzex IT Training and Projects. So in this video, we are going to discuss about how to install Hadoop using Amazon Web Services. There is one beautiful service which is offered by Amazon called EMR. EMR stands for Elastic Map Reduce System, which will allow us to process a huge amount of data using Hadoop framework. Let me try to discuss about what exactly the Hadoop is. Then we will try to discuss about the basic architecture. So in this video, what I will do, I'll just try to deploy the simple Hadoop where you can process the data using HDFS as well as MapReduce system. I think you are already aware of the Hadoop system. Hadoop is an open source software framework for storing a huge amount of data and processing those data. Generally we use in your commodity, the hardware. It provides massive storage for any kind of data, enormous processing power, and ability to handle virtual limitless concurrent task or the job. So if you take the physical environment, if you have the hardware, so you can deploy, you can download the open source software and you can deploy the Hadoop for the massive amount of data and its for processing. But as far as Amazon is concerned, Amazon also provides a services called Elastic MapReduce system where without much delay, without lot of hard work, you can deploy the Hadoop cluster using cloud-based Amazon cloud-based service. But before heading toward this, let's talk about the ecosystem, and what I'm going to deploy. We will try to discuss about this. In this architecture ecosystem, you can see there are 4 different layers called data storage layer, data processing layer, data access layer, as well as data management layer. But in this video, we are going to deploy the fundamental base, the Hadoop system, where I'm going to cover HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system. Once you have the file system, you can process the data using MapReduce also. So without much ado, let's dive into the hands-on session, practical session. So what you can do is just directly go to your Amazon account. So the moment when you hover over to the login address, you have to provide the credential. So let me provide the credential first. Just try to provide the captcha so that you can log in using Amazon Web Services. So next, after successful login, so you will get the dashboard where you can see more than 175 services which is offered by the Amazon. So right now I'm in the Mumbai data center. So let me try to shift this one to some other the data center. Let's say North Virginia. I'll try to migrate to North Virginia, so where I can deploy my Hadoop cluster for the execution of massive amount of the data. So right now all of you can see here that right now I'm in the North Virginia data center. I'm accessing whatever I'm deploying, that will be stored inside the North Virginia data center, and process also takes place in the same the region. So now next is, suppose if you want to deploy, just go to services where you can find a lot of services which is offered by Amazon. Here you can type EMR, just type EMR. So you will be hover over to the exact location where that EMR service is available, or else you can search directly from the main console. All of you can see now EMR MapReduce, managed Hadoop framework. Just click on this. So once after clicking, you will be hover over to the exact the place where you can configure your EMR system. So it started processing. This may take little time. Now you can see all the services like the main dashboard where you can create the cluster and you can deploy. To create the cluster, Okay, so you will get the option like create cluster here. Okay, once after successful creating, the all the other options also will be enabled, like you can clone, you can terminate the cluster. Okay, so but there is no option of stopping the cluster here. Okay, on the right side also you can see there are other options also, like notebooks, okay, git repository, security configuration, block publication, VPC, etc, etc. Now next is, suppose let's say you want to deploy the cluster, Hadoop cluster, just hit on create cluster. Okay, so the moment when you hit on create cluster, so you will be hover over to this okay, exact location where you need where we can configure the Hadoop cluster. Here the first and foremost is just try to give the name. By default it gives my cluster, so let's say, so my cluster name be Zerzex. Okay, let's say my name be cluster Zerzex, and by default all the files of the Hadoop, okay, that will be stored inside the S3 bucket. Okay, so you can configure this also. You can create your own bucket, and you can later on you can all that the whatever the files are there, so you can store it in the exact location over there. Now next, regarding about software configuration. Okay, under software configuration we have releasing. Okay, so it gives us the latest version which is available in Hadoop. Hold on. Okay, which is available in the Hadoop. So after giving name, okay, cluster name, as I told you, S3 bucket, by default it will choose as the S3 bucket where you want to store the data. Okay, now next is regarding about launch mode. There is a quick launch called, by default cluster itself will take care of all the components, or even you can go with step by step also. Okay, suppose let's say along with the HDFS and MapReduce you want to install some, let's say, Scoop, Hive, etc. Okay, so the Amazon Web Services also offer those options also. Okay, in the version which is mentioned in the cluster here. Now regarding software configuration, as I told you, okay, so it comes with a lot of options here. Okay, so the recent EMR release is 6.3.0. You can go with 6.3.0. Okay, this is the latest one, or else I'll go with 5.x, that is 5.33.0. Okay, so let me choose that one. So after that, okay, so after successful choosing that one, okay, it will ask you about the machines. Okay, since you know when it comes to Hadoop, we need highly configured machines. Okay, it is not possible to install Hadoop in the machine which is having 2 GB of RAM, okay, and a few amount of space. Okay, so we need highly configured machine. At least we need 8 GB of RAM, okay, in a single machine. Suppose let's say you want to design a cluster of 2 nodes, so at least you need 16 GB, 8 in each, with the space also. So next is related to software configuration. As I told you, okay, so you can go with the core Hadoop where you will get Hadoop 2.10.1 version, which comes along with the Yarn, okay, HDFS, as well as the MapReduce system. Along with that one, you can go with the Hive, okay, Hive for database system. Next, MHOut for the machine learning, Pig, okay, Pig Latin script you can write, okay, in Tez for the speed also we can use this, which is the basic configuration we required. In the same way, based upon your requirement, you can go with other options also. Okay, HBase is there, okay, Prosto is there, Spark is there, which is widely used nowadays in the company. Okay, so or else if you want, you can go for the step executions. Okay, so where you can configure, okay, based upon your requirement you can choose your component, which are the components you required here. Okay, in the same way, as I told you, machine hardware configuration, M5.x large, which is highly configured machine, but since you know Amazon charges pay as you go, so for 1 hour if I choose around M5 machine, they are going to charge me around 20 cents, I guess. Okay, I need to check the prices. but usually what I do during the demonstration process, I'll go with M4 large, okay, which is very a bit cheaper one. So one machine will cost me around 10 cents per hour. Okay, so by default you will get around 10 cents per hour, okay, which is affordable actually. Okay, next, number of instances, nothing but the machines here. By default you get 3 machines, so you can configure it since it is a demonstration. Okay, so I'll go with the 2, so that means I'm going to use 2 machines. One is for the master and another is for the node here. Okay, so now next is regarding about security, how to access this. Okay, for to the access the computer, okay, so um, we need a key pair here. Okay, so for the key pair, you can hover over to new key pair. Okay, so it will ask you, okay, to provide the key pair here. Okay, so to give the key pair, what you can do, you have to create the key pair. Okay, just to create the key pair, just click on this button, hit on this button, it will guide you, okay, how to download, create the key pair and how to download the key pair. Now next, it will ask for the third party software called Putty we required to access the master machine here. Okay, so let's try to create the key pair. Suppose if you want to create the key pair, go to Amazon EC2 console, right click on this. Okay, so after clicking on that the link, you will be hover over to the key pair, okay, where the exact location where you can create the key pair here. Hold on, this may take little time. So key pair, actually, okay, in key pair what happened, you can download the key pair using with the extension PEMP, or even you can download the key pair using ppk file. Okay, suppose if you are using Linux machine, you can directly download the key pair using PEMP file, and you can, by providing those key pair, you can access the machine. But since I'm using Windows machine, okay, so I'm going to access my remote machine using Windows. So we need a third party software called Putty, and Putty works in ppk file. Okay, so obviously I need a key pair with the extension ppk. Now you can see here, okay, so there are a lot of options are available. Okay, so right now we are in the EC2 Elastic Cloud Computing, the dashboard. So here you can see, you can create your own machine. Okay, so next, Elastic IPs are there. Okay, dedicated hosts are there, load balancer are there, snapshots are there, security groups are there. In the same way we have key pair also. Okay, just to create the key pair, hit on this key pair button. Okay, so you will be hover over to the exact location where you can create the key pair. Now, okay, so this is the exact location where I can create the key pair. So you can see here there is an option called create key pair. So hit on this option called create key pair. So here, as I told you, there are 2 options, PEMP file as well as ppk file. So I need a ppk file. Okay, suppose if you are using Windows, we need a ppk file. So let's try to give the name. Let's say the key pair name is Xerxes. So that means my the key pair will be in the extension called xerxes.ppk. Create the key pair. So the moment when you hit on create key pair, so automatically it will be downloaded in your local machine. Okay, you can download in the local machine. So it's just processing now. Yeah, now you can see all the list here. In this case, in this dashboard, you can see all the list of key pairs. Okay, so far what you have created. Now simultaneously you can see here also that I have downloaded my xerxes.ppk file. So using this file, okay, so I can access the my EMR cluster. Now again go back to the location where you are creating the EMR. So let me close that one. Even I'm going to close this also. Okay, so after that, so moment after creating the key pair, you will get here like choose the key pair. Now the moment when you hit on this, before it, this Xerxes was not available. Okay, now you can see Xerxes also, that is the key pair here. Okay, so choose that key pair. So after creating, choosing the key pair, So directly you can go and hit on create cluster. Okay, so let me try to create the cluster. It takes around little time, okay, to create the cluster. Hold on, let me create the cluster and get back to you guys. So after creating the cluster, okay, so you will be hover over towards the dashboard where you can check the complete configuration of your EMR cluster. Okay, so right now, okay, it is in the starting. You can see the status. Okay, it is in the starting position. Okay, this may take little time. Maybe you have to give 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so to get configured. Till then you can check all the configuration here. Okay, as far as my ID is concerned, this is the ID, and this is the version. Okay, Hadoop distribution, Amazon 2.10 version I'm using, and this cluster comes with the Hive, okay, MHOut, Pig, Tez, etc. The thing is here, the most important here is, okay, so we need the link, okay, the link of both master node as well as the Hadoop, the slave, understood. So here in security group also you can see, okay, so we have like security group. This is the security group for my master node, and this is the security group for my slave node. Okay, so in the same way, the most important here is for me this. Okay, suppose if I want to access the cloud machine, so the entire Hadoop, the cluster, so you can access only through the master node. Okay, and this is the DNS name of the my cluster here. Okay, so we need this the link. So only through this link I can access my master node. As I told you, next how to access the master node. Okay, to access the master node we need one more third party software called PuTTY. Okay, so to get the PuTTY, what you can do is just right click on this. Okay, right click on this, or else yeah, so you can hit on this, it will guide you. Okay, so how we can access this machine. Okay, to access the machine, just go to this exact location. Okay, the link what they have given. If it is a window, okay, so Mac, again it changes. Okay, the procedure of accessing the master machine. Okay, so now next is hover over to this. You need to download the PuTTY software here. Okay, so this is the exact location from where you can download the PuTTY software. Okay, so here we need the PuTTY software for 64-bit. Okay, so that is nothing but PuTTY zip. Okay, so you can download this. This is the option 64-bit x86. Okay, so we need this, download this one. Since in my machine already I have downloaded, okay, so I'm going to use the same software. In the same way, if you want to download the PuTTY, so you can directly hover over to the putty.org. Just type PuTTY, go to Google and type PuTTY. So it will take you to the exact location from where you can download the PuTTY. Okay, putty.org is the official site from where you can download. Hit on this and you will be hover over to the official site here. Okay, so I need this one, just click on this, download PuTTY. So that means the same dashboard will appear, just like this dashboard, same dashboard will appear. So this is another option. Okay, so I would say this is the official one, official site from where you can download the PuTTY software. Okay, so you can download this putty.zip, the files directly from their official site. Since in my machine already I have downloaded. Okay, so now how to, after successful downloading and installing, how to access it. Okay, now to access, so what you can do is, let me close this one. What you can do is go to your search button. Okay, so here you can type PuTTY. Okay, you can type PuTTY. So the moment when you hit on PuTTY, so you'll get two options. In my system you will get two options, because one is called PuTTY and another one is called PuTTYGen. Okay, suppose let's say what is the difference between PuTTY and PuTTYGen? Suppose let's say you have downloaded PEM file and you want to access your remote machine through, okay, your Windows software. Okay, so using PEM file it is not possible. If you have Linux directly, you can give the PEM file. Okay, so you can access it. But in the Windows, what you have to do is you have to convert that PEM file into uh, PPK file. Okay, so to convert PPK file to PEM file into PPK file, we use PuttyGen. Understood? Since I have the PPK file, okay, so same putty I'm going to use here. Okay, hit on this putty. So the moment when you hit on this, you will be hover over to this the software panel, main panel. Okay, so where you have to provide the host name, and port number is always remember 22. And in the same way, next you'll whatever the file you got, that is zerzex.ppk. Okay, so you need to provide that file. Suppose if you want to give that one under connection, you can see SSH. Okay, so hit on SSH. There is an option called auth. Hit on auth. Here you can give the that ppk file. Since my cluster is still it's under processing, so I can access this cluster only after the status, when it changes from starting to waiting. It should be waiting option, then only I can access the cluster here. So we'll wait for some time. Okay, let me pause the video, and again once the status get converted into waiting, so again I'll demonstrate that. Well, so after 5 minutes, now I can see, okay, my cluster is running now. Okay, it's up and running. I can use this cluster, but to access this, I need to do some more modification here. Okay, since as I told you, I can access the cluster only through master node. Okay, so this is the exact link from where I can access it. But before that one, I think it's better to check the security. Okay, so security group, sometimes it will not allow us to access. We need to SSH first. So let's try to check, okay, whether the 22 port is available or not. Only through 22 port I can SSH to my the Hadoop cluster here. Okay, so right click on that exact location, that is called under security group of master. Just right click on that. You will be hover over to the security group of the master node here. Okay, so you can check here whether that SSH 22 port is available or not. Okay, once it is available, once it is enable, so I can SSH through Putty software to access the master node here. So now you can see here, okay, there are two security groups available. First is for the slave. Slave is nothing but my data node. Okay, so in the same way I have master node also. So we need to configure on master node. To configure on master node, just hit on select that particular master node. So the moment when you select, okay, so you'll get all the options related to the security of the master node. Okay, so here again, the moment when you select master node, you will be hover over to this particular option, okay, where you can see elastic map reduce master node. Go to inbound rules. Okay, hit on inbound rules. So here you can see all the security options which are available. Okay, you can see here TCP IP is there, all TCP IP through these ports I can access. SSH is also available. Okay, TCP 22, that means for this 0.00/0 means you can access from anywhere. Okay, so I can access this using the Putty software. Rest other rules are also available, like IPv4, UDP is there. Okay, ICMP, IPv4. Okay, all those options are available on. In some cases when I was trying, okay, so SSH was not available. Okay, now by default it even select SSH also. Okay, so next is, let me close this one. Let's try to access that. Now how to access this? Okay, so to access this, first activate your Putty software. Okay, go to Putty. Okay, hit on Putty, select this option. Now next is, So once it is activated, you will get the dashboard like this. Okay, again right click on this master node, right click on this master node, or else directly click on this master node. So it will guide you here the most important domain host field. Okay, just click on this, just select this host field. This is very important for me. Select this, next is click on this, next is okay, go to your PuTTY software. Okay, here you need to paste here. Okay, under host name, IP address or host name is there, right? There you have to paste. Next, port number, obviously it will be 22. Just for the next Windows, I'll try to do some configuration here, like let me try to change the font size so that it will be visible clearly for you. So here, so okay, so let me try to have the bold, little bold, and size be okay, 16. Done, perfect. Next is I have to share my PPK file. Okay, to share the PPK file, just click on plus button SSH, where you will find auth. Okay, under auth, this is the area where generally we share the PPK file. Okay, so browse it, go to the exact location where you have downloaded your PPK file. Since in my case it is under download, okay, download option, under download folder. So select this PPK file, open it. Now next is open it. Okay, so now you can see. Okay, so now I'm tunneling it. Okay, so I'm accessing the Hadoop cluster. Okay, right from the local machine. So whatever the operation I'm doing through my local machine, that will be executed in my data center, which is in North Virginia location. Okay, hit on yes. So now you can see it started configuring, and you will get the console like this. Okay, so the moment when you get the console like this, that indicates that okay, so you have successfully configured your the Hadoop EMR for cluster, and you can perform all the operations, okay, related to EMR using this cluster. Now let's try to check the version. Suppose if you want to check the version, you can type Hadoop, okay, Hadoop hyphen version. Okay, Hadoop hyphen version. So no, it's not working. Let me try to have Hadoop hyphen version. Okay, let me try to have Hadoop hyphen version. No, it is not working. Let us have Hadoop. Okay, Hadoop. You can check the complete configuration here. Okay, related to Hadoop. Okay, so let me have Hadoop version. Okay, Hadoop version. Okay, Hadoop version. So now you can see here. Okay, so this is my EC2 user, and this is the version, actually 2.5.0 version I'm using it. Okay, so let me try to clear this. Now next is since VTO, the students who are falling under VTO, okay, so they have demonstrated this using physical machine. Okay, not through the cloud machine. There in physical machine, generally what we do, we need to configure 4 files here. Okay, so we need to configure 4 files. I'll quickly demonstrate that. Okay, which are the files we need to configure to access the machine. Okay, okay, so first file is what we need to configure is core site.xml. So that you can find under the directory called etc/hadoop/core site.xml. So let's try to have nano